They didn't know what I said. They don't know what I said.
Don't. It could be argued that they do know what you said, so don't.
No, I didn't say it.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant the timeout is what that
Yeah,
means.
that's what I meant.
That's what he meant.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
Got my finger on the button, Ethan.
Where's my machete? No.
That was a joke, by the way.
Okay.
We're
but
not as far away as we think.
The way that I
no.
see it, Andrew Tate, because I'm very aware of
You might
all
know
his
more
comments.
than, because I don't know.
Maybe,
them.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
I see him as a hate group where, like Jews,
Yeah.
blacks, Muslims,
Yes.
trans, gays, they're protected groups of people, right? Just so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to women, it's like
You should never advocate violence.
nobody's speaking up like in the same way.
Sure.
And I think that as a group of women, he's advocating for violence against
If
them.
he's advocating for violence against women, then that is absolutely
He absolutely
a problem.
is.
Yeah, I the things that I'd heard were these trolly kind of misogynistic things, but none of them were like, let's hit
Yeah,
women.
it's not
Yeah.
trolly. That's what you learn when you watch enough of his stuff. He is funny and entertaining, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem, But a lot of fucking a lot of the fascists and psychos and shit, they're very charismatic.
For sure.
Yeah, you know.
For
what I mean?
sure.
Also, there's kind of a phenomenon I've noticed amongst like white nationalists and Nazis online. They talk about everything like it's a joke, but they're not joking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an irony.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
all about irony.
Yes.
So it's like, anyway, watch this. I think this is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I teach 6th grade. We've been in school for 3 days now, and within these 3 days, the amount of young 11-year-old boys that have told me that they love Andrew Tate is ridiculous. This man is really affecting the minds of young men. I had a boy today, 11, turn to a girl and tell her that she's fat. Women need to be thin. She sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money, and at least he's a hardworking man and he works for his money.
An
But it's funny 'cause
11-year-old?
they're 11,
An
right?
11-year-old did that?
Yeah, but yeah, which is like
That's not great.
No, exactly. And there's actually a lot of examples of this because school just started.
Yeah.
And there's kids that fucking look up to this guy, and it's
So I don't know why, as a
nuts.
parent, you're letting your child, 11-year-old, watch Andrew Tate videos.
Well, it gets more
That's- yeah.
it gets
Find
more
the crash
complicated
deflection.
than just letting your kid watch, because like
We either destroy
some
the
teachers
city
said that some
or
kids
risk
are
losing
kids of
the
immigrant
entire
parents and they don't
island.
understand English.
Right.
They don't. They see the kid.
I like
watching-
picturing like
You
your parents going like, "Hey, we got you a birthday present, 12 months at Hustlers University."
no,
That
no, it's
seems
not like that.
not
yeah.
to be great parenting.
Right, and
That seems to be a
and
problem.
It's not. Obviously,
Yeah,
there's
not great
some
parenting.
obligation for the parents, but ultimately, they can't control everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We've solved it.
Conversation solved.
No, it's
I think-
interesting, and I didn't think his shelf life was going to be long either way,
I didn't either.
whether he was banned or not.
I am
to me,
surprised it happened so fast, though.
Well, I think things
That's
usually
pretty
do.
quick. I noticed you said one thing where you're like, well,
Yeah.
he was doing misogyny before. And
He
like,
was,
you can't police, you're right, you can't
Yeah.
police like every person.
Well, for sure, but what I'm saying,
Float
is,
it
like,
up.
yeah.
You float it up.
I also think like there should be some acknowledgement of what he is speaking to, which is perhaps there's a hole in the market for
Right.
sane, rational, positive male, like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Where
known that for a long time.
yeah, like where they're not, we obviously are not needing to say what he says, but like
Jordan Peterson.
there might not, right.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, but there should be maybe more positive male speakers and role models that are not that don't have machetes.
I totally agree, man. And
Yeah.
and that's a problem. I wish somebody could break through to these guys who wasn't
Right.
like a psychopath.
Well, I think some of it is that people do like humor. So people do like people to be funny. I think what he says is very, a lot of it is very shocking, and
Yeah.
it's the opposite of everything they're hearing. So it makes it fascinating immediately, but it has crazy negative implications. Hopefully that there could be somebody that wouldn't be
I think we
as-
can do
yeah.
that together. We need to do the.
I would hope so.
What would be the name of our course from Hustlers University? We could be the.
Yeah. Let me tell you right now, it would not be one of the bigger ones. It would be like it would be a smaller course. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the name would be.
Hustler. Well, not a hustler.
Yeah,
Oh, funny and unfit, like fresh and
funny and
fit.
infant, or just we'll just call it like
Hot dog drinker university.
hot dog drinker, male tits,
Big old
big old
male
tits,
milkers.
big old tits.
Two fat idiots.
And then everyone will click on it because he'll go, oh, it's a hot bitch. And then it's just us telling people that because here's the thing, a guy like me telling you to get up and go to work doesn't do anything.
Right.
Because, by the way, I mean, it's
Fix
just,
your room.
yeah,
Clean
no
your
one's there.
room.
You need
Yeah.
like a bald, like boxing kickboxer to go, put your sock in the drawer. But if I say it, it's just like, shut up, you fat, you fuck.
Yeah.
You no one cares.
Right.
But by the way, it's guys like me that have been saying it forever, right? It's like people that look like
Clean
me
your
who have
fucking
been,
room.
Yeah. Part of it upsets me that people need this, right?
Can I say
Right.
something?
Yeah.
Do we really need to clean our rooms?
Well, it depends how bad they are.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
depends how bad.
It really depends
levels
how bad
to
they
it.
are.
I first of all.
I have maids and cleaners, for
Yeah,
example.
yes.
Yeah, so I don't
But
need-
like, I'm
yeah.
not a guy who, even let's say,
Yeah.
let's hypothetically say I'm neat.
Yeah.
Let's say
Hypothetically.
I don't like making my bed, and I don't.
I
get
hate it.
Exactly. So what is this? Like, let's just clean
Right.
our room a little bit. That's
But
what I
there should be a
advocate for.
space for people like us that have other gifts.
And others-
not conform.
exactly.
We shouldn't have to
yes.
conform
Just-
to like, oh, make your bed or oh, stay at that scene of the accident. We should be able
Right.
to do
Flush
our
your
own
toilet.
thing. We have a different thing.
That's
Well, you
what
know
I
what?
do think-
I loved seeing Jake Paul speak against Andrew Tate.
Mhm.
And
What a great
I-
moment in masculinity.
And I think that's exactly what you're describing, though. It's like this guy that, like, all these kids do look up to
Yes,
him.
yes.
Those same boys. You know what I mean?
yeah, you don't listen.
Wait, what? Didn't Jake Paul also tweet that it was like a travesty that he got censored?
Did he? I don't
Yeah, I think he
so.
did.
Yeah, something.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
he
he was one of those
Just
people.
take whatever half you agree with. We'll just run with that. I mean, it's the internet, you know. Let's not.
No, I saw both. I
We're
saw
getting
both.
really-
So
Okay, I
it's
think I only
crazy,
saw one.
yeah.
yeah, just be careful.
No,
before you
it's just
compliment
half
him.
of it's nice.
Damn.
Half of anyone's nice.
That's very true.
Damn, I only
he
saw
said.
that with the good one.
He said, before you compliment him, I'll just show you this, and then you can.
okay.
Yeah.
He said, I don't roll with Andrew Tate. May KO his ass out in the ring one day, but I roll with freedom of speech, baby. Andrew Tate speaks on that. Again, freedom of speech means the government doesn't
Okay.
lock you up for saying something.
Yes, I think that
Yeah.
So
that
let's.
concept. is
Nobody's
big.
getting locked up.
Yes.
And let's be honest, social media is not essential.
Right.
You learn that when you
Yeah.
take 3 days off Twitter. It is not essential.
I think he is.
at all.
Hustlers University will endure.
It'll live forever.
That'll be
It's an
fine.
institution.
It will be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be a brick and mortar.
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be an endowment.
But you know what I mean? It's like social media is just not. It's not essential. It's really not.
I think there certainly is aspects of your life that get a lot better without it, but then there's also things that, you know, a lot of times you need it to just participate in like the conversation.
Well, here let's go. Let's
Right.
move on to an even dicier one. I know
Dicey.
you're a fan of dicey,
Here we
Brandon
go.
Schwab.
I thought you were going to say Alex Jones.
I was gonna say Alex Jones.
I
I
was-
was doing a dicey, joke.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, I don't agree with what Alex did. Of
So
course.
Alex,
and I've
obviously-
met Alex 3 times. I know your producer's like him and Alex Jones date, but I've met Alex 3 times, and I've listened to Alex a very long time. But
super entertaining.
nobody co-signs what he did.
Right.
That is not anything that anyone co-signs that I have ever met,
Right.
unless they're really
Well, some people do, but right. But ultimately,
Yeah.
he runs into the same problem that you do with a guy like Tate. He's
Right.
charismatic.
Yes.
He's funny as hell. He's smart.
he's right about certain
Super
things.
entertaining. Well, he's right about certain
He's
things.
right about certain things that the media doesn't report on. So
He's right
He
about
also
certain
makes
things.
a lot of money from his scam product.
Right. He also. So actually,
do you not like the colloidal silver?
I was just gonna say. I actually just
yeah.
bought a baby wipes made out of
Yeah.
seaweed. For him.
But this is what happens when the media is owned by 5 corporations. They choose what stories to run and what stories not to run. And guys like him
Listen.
are able, I mean, listen, this is the truth, right? I mean, the media supported the Iraq War. The media covered for, you know, people setting up, a labyrinth of secret torture prisons. The
Right,
media
right.
has held water for a lot of horrible stuff. So when you have these independent guys that are crazy and are wrong a lot of the time, their entire turf is created by the fact that the mainstream media acts as stenographers for the government and just writes down, in a lot of cases, what the government information they want to be public.
Right. But someone like Alex Jones, he gets you in with a nibble of
Take it
truth,
to an extreme.
and then he fucking
Yes.
he goes nut like
He goes
it's like-
off.
He talks about stuff that you can find other places. He's not the only one saying it. You
Yes,
say,
but he's the most entertaining one.
yeah,
That's right.
But then when he starts talking about Sandy Hook was
That-
staged,
there's no
that's,
defense.
That's bannable, right?
Indefensible. Yes, for sure.
Okay,
That
there you go. That's good. Yeah.
If people are showing up at the houses of dead
Yeah,
kids,
yeah. Okay.
there you go.
There
no,
it is.
100%.
So we agree on that.
We do agree
So I
on
guess
that.
it wasn't
There's-
that controversial.
No, I mean that particular thing when he's going out and saying that these kids are faking their deaths, or if that is what I believe.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he said.
they've made a
The
case.
actors,
Yeah.
the parents are actors, the
Yeah,
kids
that
are
we need to
actors.
get to the
Nobody
bottom
died.
of it, and we need to do this, and then people have been harassing the families.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, of course, yeah.
Okay,
no, that's
okay.
yeah.
So that's hate speech, or
And that's been, but in the beginning, it was very like what he actually said. There was some weird gray area, but listen, a jury just delivered a huge verdict
Yeah.
for those families. So there was clearly they showed him probably engaging in behavior that basically was kind of like targeted
yeah.
kind of harassment.
Yeah,
If they
targeted
returned, which is again, I think targeted harassment is 100% bannable. And I don't think there's any serious person
It's kind of crazy though
that
when
would disagree with that.
it's kind of crazy though when targeted harassment. Can you targetedly harass a whole group of people?
I mean, it depends what you're saying. Of course you can, right? If I come out and say, I don't like X and we should do something about them and we should hurt them or we should somehow, then yes, that's
They don't
targeted
come-
harassment.
they're smarter than that. They don't outright say shit like.
But if you disagree with people and you say, I don't believe what they believe, I believe this to be true, they
course.
believe that to be true.
Of
Yeah,
course,
it's
but when
not
you're
as-
saying stuff like, let's just take Jews as an example because I'm
Yes.
Jewish, so I can talk about it. There's, Jews will not replace us. This is the kind of stuff you hear. George Soros, which is like a fucking Jewish dog whistle.
Well, people could disagree with Soros,
Okay,
right?
but I'm
They
just
could
in
disagree.
totality, you say Jews will
Yes.
not replace us.
No,
Jews
marching
this,
around
Jews that,
with-
and you
Yeah, that's
build
not- yeah.
this like
Yes.
this vibe, this energy
Yes.
that these are a group of
Yeah.
nefarious evildoers.
Yeah.
And so they come to a solution that they were guided very intentionally
Yes.
to without saying, "Oh, we need to eliminate Jews." They're pushing you there
Right.
over and over, and the message is obvious to everybody who's participating in that. Without them,
Yeah.
so that's what I
Yeah.
say is obviously like targeted hate, right?
Yes, I would agree that 100% is, sure. But I also think that, like, there are issues that are, when, for example, if people say, I don't like globalism, and a lot of people say, well, that's a Jewish dog whistle. Well, it might be, but it's also an economic system that you can criticize. You can go,
yeah.
free trade has shown, its benefits to only people that are wealthier on the upper end. And some people disagree with that, and they say, well, no, it actually goes. But if
I
you-
agree, yeah,
You
I
can
agree.
say globalism and a globalist, or people that, and then there are people that go, I'm more of a nationalist. I think we should do things more, and all of these things can kind of be dog whistles because racists exist and
Like
they
I
will
said,
use
it's
anything.
It's more about the totality, right?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't think anyone would say, I don't like globalism. Nobody's going to come all out and say it's more about the totality of.
Yeah, listen. If you 100%, I think, but the fact remains, it's just a more difficult issue than there are egregious examples where it's like these kids have faked their own death. Let's go to their family's house.
That's
It's
bad.
an egregious example.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are like, okay, is this a dog whistle or is this not? And that's where it gets a little tougher to discern.
Right. It is. Yeah, it's
because
hard.
then you have to know what's in someone's heart or head, and that's what's difficult, I think, to really make. And not always. Sometimes you see
Maybe
it.
it's not though. Maybe that's what I say. Maybe it's not. Maybe sometimes it's
But then
not.
we're making
Right?
ourselves into gods, right? We're saying
It's not God. It's Twitter.
Well, I know, but we're saying like I know exactly what this person means. This is fine, bro.
This is our future university. Clean your room.
We're just
only
sitting in it?
sometimes. Lesson number 1: hot dog drinker university.
We should run a Hustlers University community college.
Oh, okay.
For people that can't afford,
Right, get the
'cause it's
credits,
expensive.
transition.
You transition from us to Hustlers
I like
University
that.
if you save enough money.
That's awesome.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, get some college credits
Yeah.
on misogyny. Well, I'm glad you agree on Alex. I didn't expect that.
I hope I
That
still
was
get it.
easy.
Does Teddy Fresh make 3X?
I wear
Still get a
3X.
hoodie?
Yeah.
Do I still get a hoodie?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I wear 3X.
No, that example, 100%, you cannot target people. I mean, that was, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but
And I even think he might agree.
he probably.
He might agree with that
Yeah.
fan.
I mean, he didn't even contest.
Yeah,
the
I don't
lawsuit.
think I think if he was on the show, he might go, yeah,
No, that was fucked up.
I understand that.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, no, that was, that's, I've not heard one person defend that.
Okay. There you have it.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon says, "Death to Alex Jones."
No, we one of the things that I think really is a problem is that a lot of people that are, and somebody said this once on my show, because it's not good for society when you have people that are a mix of right and horribly wrong. So this becomes a big problem. When someone can be correct about something and then horribly wrong about something else, that creates a very potent mix that is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I think our country just, from its onset, was kind of doomed from the beginning. I mean, the Civil War, really, we're just picking at the wounds of the division that was from back then.
We're going to have a few more years where it'll be nice, and let's just enjoy it.
Yes.
Let's enjoy Postmates while you can.
Yes.
Soon the driver won't make it to your home.
Yeah. That's.
But as long as those sushi things get left on the doorstep,
I'll pound to that.
let's count our blessings.
Yeah, that's true, right?
You know?
That's the truth. Yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Said it all, folks.
We did.
Yeah. But it's like, I guess one thing I wanted to touch on, we were touching on, is like, it's just fucking social media.
Yeah.
Are we playing God by saying, well, I've analyzed this guy and I've determined he's fucking, causing violent hate towards Jews. So
Right.
So, is that playing God?
Well, I think that it depends because these are all case specific.
Yeah.
They're so case specific that when you have a public domain, which social media is, it's where people get heard now, right? So it becomes a concern where if they are unilaterally kind of removed their ability to participate in the conversation. For example, if you have two people running for Congress and you ban one of them, the other one has a tremendous advantage. So now you're kind of indirectly meddling in an election.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So because these are difficult issues. They're not easy issues. I don't have the answers either.
Right.
I don't have I can't say like I'm 100% in the camp of 100% free speech, because then you're gonna have people like, again, targeting people, harassing people, saying like. And I'm not fully in the camp of like, let's just let them figure it out in Silicon Valley. I mean, it's not easy.
I mean, one thing
issues.
you could do
Yeah.
is just play by the rules. Like you're given warnings. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like we deal with it daily. So
That is the truth.
you get rules,
Yeah.
and you can either play by the rules or take the risk.
Sure. And I think it's
know?
about, a lot of people don't know what the rules are, and the rules
No,
probably
they know.
change.
Someone
a
like
good
Trump
amount.
is very smart.
Well,
I don't think.
I think the
so.
rules kind of. I mean, they changed with COVID, right? I
He
mean,
just
we're
thinks
kind
that
of
rules don't
established
apply
that.
to him.
Right.
like
no,
Trump.
Trump was flagrantly
Yeah.
breaking the
But
rules.
I just think
knowingly.
again, it's like there's a space here that we need more transparency.
It will
That's
never
all.
happen, though. There's
Yeah,
really
okay.
no way to do it, is there?
Okay. I just worry about if we cut people.
What do we do about it? Do you have any
I
idea?
do not have the answers.
Or any idea? Any
Some more public, more of a public process.
regulations? Government regulations?
Perhaps more of a public
Me too.
process. Maybe some type of, I don't even know. Like there were certain parts of the internet that were very decentralized before these big companies, where things are more crowded. But yeah, I agree that has problems too.
Whenever you don't have that much regulation, it just ends up all being about like Nazis and pedos and mass shootings. It's like
no, listen.
Yes.
I don't think
pedophiles.
I don't think anybody wants
it
a
is,
space that's completely.
what I don't want to say the wrong website, but like 8chan, right, or whatever the one is.
You don't want to be completely unmoderated, but I also think.